Okay, I'm trying this a little different. Still trying to stream it to my YouTube and to Facebook at the same time. So we'll see how this works out. I'm going to try and find it on my iPad really fast so that I can see what you guys can see, and maybe I'll have it right there where I can see whether I can tell whether you guys have what you need or not. I'm trying really hard to get better about staying where I need to stay. Okay, how do I find it? Okay, get over here. Anyway, so how are you today? Thank you for coming back. Sorry it was kind of squirrely before. Um, we realized today that there's an antenna up in the attic right above where I'm at, and it might be messing with our my ability to use some of my equipment and stuff. So, uh, okay, I can see me. I am there. Yay, yay. All right. So I have been practicing or trying to practice and working on a painting. I'll show you my practice so far on that painting. Ta-ta. But I haven't done any of my flowers for in the painting that I'm doing. Um, and I wanted to practice. I'm still really wanting to get that rose down right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to practice some of the different flowers. I'm trying to follow the instructions where I'm trying to learn how to do some of them. And I've got it kind of marked off in my book on some of them, what I'm doing. And hang on, I'm trying to read some of the instructions as I'm going. And if it can all fall apart, it's going to all fall apart right as I get started. So anyway, I'm going to point y'all down. I've got, Lord willing, I've got it where you guys can see where I'm at. And, well, I was going to try and share that, but apparently I'm not there as me. I'm there as the page, and the page is just going to share it to the page, which seems kind of dumb. So, hey, Tammy, man, let me tell you, the internet does not love me. The internet is not loving me today. Okay, so I don't know if you can see my squares here. I have them marked off. I kind of drew some on here to try and keep me in an area so that I could practice like making my roses or my whatever I'm going to work on, because I have in the one I'm trying to recreate, I have some different flowers that I'm trying to work on. And so I thought I would work on some of those today while I visit. So I'm going to grab my brushes and scoot them a little bit closer to me because I just feel like I'm trying to reach way too far away. And so I'm going to use a number 10 on this because the big picture says to do it with like a number 12, and this is probably still going to be too big. I'm going to get it wet, and I am going to use, I'm going to go ahead, and I hope this is still wet enough to like get it to load. It is. Y'all, I bought what's called a double loader. And then when I bought my kit, I'm supposed to get another one. So hopefully I'll have a couple of these for loading my brushes. Okay, no, this isn't going to be as wet as I thought it was. Some of it was, but not all of it. Okay. Well, maybe it is, and I just got to dig a little deeper in there. Okay, that just made an ugly, muddy mess. Okay, so this is what's called a double loader. And I'm trying to load the white and the berry together, but the berry did get a little dry and it's not wanting to pick up. I've had this sitting in here for over a week though, so I'm not surprised. But with the moisture, it has a lid that you put water in and it helps keep it wet. Now the white was working great, but my berry was a little too dry. So I can reach in here and grab both of these, and I'm gonna slide over here, and I'm gonna just get a little more over here. Grab a little more of that. Now, you should be able to just slide it down the middle, but because I've kind of messed it up a little bit, and some of that wasn't wanting to load right. So I'm going to grab just a little bit more of that one. There we go. There we go. So I'm going to work that in one more time. And because I'm on paper, I am going to grab just a little bit of my floating medium to help soften it up there. All right, so we've got some wildflowers that are going to be, and see, I've got to work on keeping my paintbrush straight up and down in these and pulling them down, because we're leading with our light color, but we're going to start and we're going to come here and come down and come in and come in. And I don't have very much white showing up on this side. But we're just kind of doing our little wildflowers here. You could probably do these with the blue, and it would look like a blue bonnet for those of us in Texas who love our blue bonnets. So there we have this one. Okay. Y'all say hey as y'all are coming in. And if you want them to be a little darker, we're going to just have to come back and hit the berry wine just a little bit. Oh, wrong tray, wrong path. Okay. I may end up having to grab me another paper towel before it's all said and done, but it's not a big deal. So we're working on some little wildflowers here. And rather than washing it all out and having to start completely over, I'm just going to wipe it off because I stuck it in the wrong spot. But I've still got paint up in the bristles. And I'm just going to kind of work on making sure I've got my chiseled edge there a little bit. And so, can y'all see that okay? Let's see. Will it let me zoom? No, I don't want to exit the solo layout. Let me see if it will let me do something. No, it's not. Okay. All right. Let's see. Am I back? Did it get fixed? Yeah, I blacked out. I accidentally. Yeah, I love my loader too. I love to use it. Yeah, doing this on the phone, doing this with the StreamYard on the phone is like driving me crazy, y'all. I'm just going to say. I somehow left and came back, and I didn't. Let's just go with that. I'm back. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to try some more of these little flowers. I'm trying to recreate this one for those that didn't catch it earlier, but yeah, I'm having one of those technology days. So I'm trying to do some little wildflowers like this. But being a Texas girl, I put mine a little closer together, and mine looks more like a maroon bluebonnet. I think they're actually called lupines, but I'm not real sure. But I'm just going to kind of straight up and come down. We want just a little bit of a teardrop to kind of come with them. We don't want them to be hers or spaced out a little further apart. So I'm just going to kind of do that. And I'm going to hit my double loader again. And I'm going to grab my colors rather than drag it through that because I have a mess on mine. And I'm too lazy to clean it up right this instant. All right. Now you want a nice chisel edge on that where it's kind of tight. So you can do this. Drag and pull, drag and pull. And you really don't see the white on here right now because I'm on white paper. If I was on black, it would be different and you would see it a little bit more. I am trying to become OCS1. That's what I'm testing, getting ready to test for. I am practicing and learning. Yes, Miss Teresa. I am working on that. I know you are certified. A certified one stroke. But I don't know what level you're at. But yeah, I'm trying to get there and learning. I'm trying to wait until I'm done to actually teach, but I am trying to explain to anybody who happens to be watching today what I'm doing and why I'm doing it so that I can see if I can teach it. So I am trying to learn and use that. I will certainly reach out. I figured I'm going to try some of these and see what I can do and see how I come out on them. There's a lot of white on here in this. I just seem to keep ending up with a lot. There we go. Those look a little better to me. I liked my first ones, and then I tried to zoom in and show them. And see, I like this one. Looks more like what she's got in the picture that I'm trying to recreate. But like I said, for me, when I think wildflowers and I think Texas, mine are going to be more like these with the blue bonnets. So, in that blue bonnet tight shifting right there in the tighter shape. So, but we're wanting to have and again, I think for practice purposes, I might need to get a different color other than the white on here because the white doesn't want to show up as well on the white pad. Now, if I were doing it on a different color paper, then I might would do it that way. All right, let's see. Now, okay. I'm going to do one more with these colors, and then I'm going to switch to a different flower. And I may try doing some of I think I got my leaves down pretty good, my stems and all that. They were doing okay on that the other day. There we go. You're just kind of pulling them in whichever way you're. And these, like I said, these petals aren't real tight on the original that I'm trying to recreate. But if you were trying to do like a blue bonnet, that would be what I would do them tighter like I did in this first one. And there's one that's got them a little bit tighter on here. So. And then we've got our purple one. I think this is just purple. Yeah, no, Violet Pansy is the name of this one. So let's see if I can scoop without making too big. It's been moved several times, so I think some of my puddles scooted to the wrong sides, if that makes sense, so that it's hard to double load because they're on the right. And I'm just going to grab just a little of that just to start out with, because I know on the paper that it's going to be drier. And these look to be similar shaped leaves on this other color one. So we're going to lead with our white and follow with our purple. And again, I'm going to kind of do it bluebonnet style here. Because if I was to do a bluebonnet, this would be how I've done them in the past, is I take my brush and I just kind of flick it like this with the blue and the white on there. Okay.
You just doing it off your phone?
Yeah, because I couldn't get anything to work on the computer without having to
I'll look at it when you get done.
record it and send it, and I forget to turn it off. And I
And
mean,
I'm
it's to
also
leave
finding
the.
out people are having trouble finding where live is hiding now
Oh yeah.
in groups. Yep.
In the groups.
Yep. So we'll have to look into that.
All right. All right, we're going to do just, again, I think if this is a very similar stroke, you don't want to go crazy with it. You want it to look kind of, I'm going to say upside down raindrop or teardrop. It's funny, she said tears makes it sound kind of sad, but I always think tears of joy, or I try to. How's that? But it does kind of look like a drop upside down. So I think what I'm going to do real quick is do some grass or some green in these. Okay, hang on. Gotta get some yellow on here and get in the green. Get it in the yellow and get it in the green. Trying to load the brush, y'all. Sorry. And I've got this other one in my mouth now, holding it by my teeth. All right, we're gonna push up. I'm trying to decide which way I want my to lead. Here, let's go this way. Okay, I got too heavy on that one. I got too heavy-handed on that. That's why it went fat and wide there. So let's grab a little bit more yellow, a little bit more green. And let's go up. We're not pushing hard if we want thin grass. If we want them to be a little wider, yeah, I may just need to redo my palette. Some of that paint's a little too dry. Some of it stayed nice and wet, and then other parts of it, I guess I just waited too long to get back to it. That's what happens when you got too much going on. Alright, come on, yellow and green. Okay, I'm gonna do some more grass in here. some stalks. And see, if you did it, you might would do that. You would probably want to do these first, but you'd have like some green sticking through there. I'm gonna set that right there, so maybe it'll stay. And then I've got my purple and white. I'm gonna refresh my colors. Purple and white, and then just tap it over here real quick. All right, and now we can go over some of these that we did, and we can add a few more. Put a few little ones in there. And we're just kind of following some of the greenery in there. And then coming over here, we can do some small ones along some of these little stalks here. That looks much better with the greenery in there behind it. Maybe I should have just planned to do that in the first place, huh? That just brings it, makes it look a little more flat, more realistic. Just doing those petals was not really helping me cut it, was it? Not helping me to see the full picture. How's that? There we go. All right. And then we can put a few right here on like this. When you're on paper versus on canvas, and different types of paper are a little more absorbent. So if you need, get some floating medium on there and work it into your brush. But right now, my mixed media pad is actually being kind of friendly, and it's not like dragging too bad. Sometimes I'm pressing a little too hard. The width of our strokes here when we do them is going to really depend on how much pressure we put on it when we're laying it down and pulling it. I like those. Those are looking pretty. If you wanted some to be a little bigger, you would maybe push a little harder and kind of pull a little further. And then they look a little fatter, a little wider leaf there than. And then when you first kind of flick it smaller. Again, we're trying to stay on the chisels and pull it down into our. I'm not making these as wide, so I'm doing them a little bit wider. I've learned the hard way not to take your paper to your desk. You want it where you can rotate it so you can pull what you want to pull. Because that was not a good idea to have it taped to the table, because I was trying to do something and it was like, that's not working. That's not working at all. Okay. So what are y'all doing today? What are you ladies up to? Other than taking a few short minutes to hang out with me, what are y'all doing? All right, so I'm going to take, and I'm going to get some green, some of this really dark green here. And load it. And try to side load just a little yellow if I can get it to come out. don't need loads and loads of the yellow with what I think I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to try and do a stem. Pull it down this way, and then maybe do another stalk this way, and then we'll do. Oop, that got a little fat where my hand slipped off the page. And I'm just going to kind of do it with the darker green right now, just for the sake of giving myself some things to pull into. Getting stuff together for a live, huh? What you gonna paint, Miss Tammy? What you gonna do on your live, huh? Then I'm gonna get my liner brush here, and I'm gonna get a little of my pretty clean water and come over here and inky out just a little spot in one of these little cubby holes with some of this green. I'm gonna thin it down just a little bit and make it a little easier to roll. And I'm going to do some bottoms to these little flowers. That one, I lost a lot of control for a minute, so yeah, that one looks a little wonky on the bottom. A welcome sign. Oh, that'll be fun. That'll be real fun. Okay, so I'm going to kind of come back up. Come in, and in, and in. I'm trying to, I think it would be better if I pull them out rather than in, because that can get covered up with the I'm going to use my Scruffy brush here in a minute, because I'm going to use Mr. Scruffy and do me one of these little buddies. Okay, I'm running my hand all in the wet paint here, y'all. This may be one of those days I just need to go back to bed and be done. Okay, that's looking better. I like how that's looking a little bit better there. Alright, so I'm going to go up and out, up and out. Kind of wanting a rounded bottom to it, but we want lovely legs going up into our flower bottom. And so need some artists for the first Monday week. The first week Monday one. Well, I wonder if any of my artist friends would be that are watching would be interested in getting a little publicity and having an opportunity to get their art out in front of a wider audience. If you are interested in that, y'all need to talk to Tammy, Mary Tamerlinda Loach, or you need to go to Painted Soul Studio and see what's going on over there. Because she says she needs some artists for the first Monday week. And I would obligate myself, but every time I do that, then I end up being busy or having something else or having a major something else going on. And right now, I have no idea if the first Monday in May, I'm going to be available. So I'm trying to avoid spreading myself out far too far. So if anybody's interested in painting in a group and getting some exposure, let us know. I will let Tammy know your name. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go. I've practiced this flower, and I've kind of practiced that flower, and I think these are gonna be about the same. These are going to be a different style flower. And now I'm going to practice these. See how the bottoms of them coming up? I kind of got it ready down here on the bottom. So what I think I'm going to do now is try with my scruffy brush. I'm going to point y'all down again. I don't know how well y'all can see that. It looks like there's a lot of glare. Is that better, y'all? Let me know how well you can see. It's the first Monday in May. She's needing an artist. So if you're an artist and would like your business, your name, your business to be able to get out in front of a bigger audience, let us know. I'm helping her with it as best I can. All right, so I've got some yellow and some, it's 2 different shades of yellow on here. So I'm going to try this. We're going to go right here. I'm going to scoot this back because it looks like it may be in the wrong spot, but I can't tell. So I'm going to pounce. And bring it down over the top. Now I'm going to get a little more yellow, and I think it's like, okay, hang on, here's the yellows. I've got yellow ochre and moon yellow. Moon yellow is the brighter yellow, and yellow ochre is the darker color in here. And I'm thinking I got way too much of the yellow ochre in here. But you know how I'm going to fix that? I'm going to just bounce this on here with Mr. Scruffy here. And then I'm going to go into the yellow, the moon yellow. And I'm sure there's still plenty of the yellow ochre in here. But I'm going to kind of cover and come back over this with that. Because these are way more of the ochre colored. And I wanted them to be more of the yellow moon, the moon yellow one. So we'll just go back over it and kind of give it that. There we go. I'm kind of liking these. These seem like they're fairly easy to do. Hey, Tammy, let me think about it. I've got to look at my schedule and verify for sure about me or not and what we've got going on appointment-wise and work-wise about me being one of the artists that week, that Monday. But I know several others that might be looking for that opportunity. That I thought had already seen it or had been exposed to it, but maybe not. All right. I've got a little of the ochre and a lot of the yellow moon. I like that. I like that a lot. I think I want a little more of the yellow. And since I don't want it overwhelming in the darker yellow, I'm kind of hitting some of these again with that lighter yellow by itself. It's still got some of the ochre, the yellow ochre in there, but it's not as dark. Okay. Ooh, that's got a lot of paint up in there. All right. So I'm trying to see if I've got an empty slot to put some blue out in. Because you know me. I'm going to do a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. And we're going to have a blue bonnet. Oh, that's a lot more blue came out. Okay, I'm going to load some white and I'm going to load some blue. Oh, this is going to be pretty. Oh, hang on. I'm figuring out for it to look really good. Really, really good. We want it to have a little bit of greenery in here, so we're going to kind of drag us some. Stalks in here. I'm going to set that right over here. And now I'm going to take, I've loaded some blue and white on here, so we're going to do just some little bitty blue bonnets. Okay, real fast. Okay, that's not got enough white in it or something. Now we're looking a little more blue bonnet. There we go. I got me a blue bonnet in there today. All right, I need some white and a little blue. Some more white and that blue. Yeah. There we go. I put a little bit less blue on there this time. Not a lot less, just a little less. Whoop. But I put a lot more white in the brush because we needed a little more white in there to. Now these are kind of big. They would be. You would need to keep it smaller if you're doing a smaller painting. There we go. All right. Well, I enjoyed chatting with y'all. I hope you ladies have a well, I guess a gentleman could be watching this after the fact, but I enjoyed chatting with y'all while we had the opportunity to chat today, and we will talk again very soon. Y'all have, oh, I'm trying to turn over here to the keyboard again. Let me tell y'all the old habits, and then I was trying something different, and I completely ended up leaving the studio. Wow, it was crazy at the beginning of this. Thank y'all for hanging with me. Thank you for your patience as I'm learning some of the new technology on the phone, and we will talk to you again later. Have a great evening. It's evening. No, it's afternoon. We're good. Have a great afternoon.